Facebook Live. So what I really want to talk about tonight is I find so often that when I work with people, working with the sexual energy, with reclaiming and healing their sexuality, that we often have some stuff that comes up and gets in the way. That oftentimes negative emotions and negative energy come up and interfere with our ability to connect to ourselves or to connect to a partner. So tonight, this is really all about how to liberate yourselves, how to liberate your sexual energy from the impact of either old or negative emotions, often from old trauma, from old conditioning and patterning, and the way that this impacts our sexuality is quite strong a lot of the time. So tonight I'm going to teach you about a practice that allows you to actually cleanse your emotions, to cleanse any kind of energetic imprint that might be present because of any trauma or conditioning, any emotions that might be there that we're actually storing inside of ourselves, inside our bodies. One of the ways to do this is to use this amazing Taoist practice called the 6 Healing Sounds practice. It's a 5,000-year-old practice. As you know, that I am taking information from many different lineages in terms of tantric and sexual healing practices and tantric energy practices. And the Taoist practices are really all about energy, moving stuck energy or stagnant energy, and clearing the way for fresh, new, exciting, vibrant, alive energy to live within us and to circulate throughout our bodies. So that's what we're going to be doing in this practice. So oftentimes when people are trying to connect to themselves deeply on the sexual level, we can actually go into the sympathetic nervous system response, which most of us know as a fight, flight, or freeze process. So this is a way of discharging some old energy so that we can stay out of a fight, flight, or freeze pattern and be more in the moment, to be more real with what's happening now, so that we can connect to ourselves and to our partner. Oftentimes, we need some help to kind of get out of our own way. And this is a beautiful way to do that. So this 6 Healing Sounds practice is very easy, yet it's very, very powerful. So what we do is we connect to each, in Taoist theory, each organ is connected to an element in nature. So each element is also connected to a season of the year, a time of the day, a direction, whether it's north, south, east, or west. Each organ is associated with these elements and these aspects of these elements. So there is a color, a time of day, a season of the year, an animal, and actually the Taoists take it so far as even to include planets for each element, and that each element is also associated with a constellation of stars. So this is really a very deep process that you can go into. Hello, nice to see you. So glad you're here. So this is what this practice is really all about. Ways to connect to yourself deeply and to be able to be liberated, to let go of old stagnant emotions, old stagnant energy, and be fully present and fully alive. So the process actually begins with connecting to the lungs. The lungs are connected to the metal element in the Chinese 5-element theory. So what we want to do is to start by scanning our lungs. as we scan the lungs, look for any energies that may be associated with loss, with grief, disappointment, depression. And as we scan and look for any feelings like that that may be present, we raise our hands up and out above our head, and we release that with the lung sound. So I want to guide you through this practice. As we inhale beautiful white light, which connects to the metal element. And we breathe in energies of courage, confidence, strength, and integrity. Letting that energy permeate completely into our lung tissues. The season associated is the fall. The fall and the metal element are directly related to the concept of letting go of that which no longer serves us. So again, we want to scan the lungs, feeling and searching, looking for any feelings of loss, any sadness, any grief, disappointment, any depression. So as we scan for that, then we collect that, raise our hands up over our head, and release with the sound. Inhaling deeply, a beautiful, vibrant white light, drawing in courage, integrity, strength, sovereignty over our own lives, the ability to discriminate and make good choices. Then we scan our brain, putting our hands above, in front of the forehead, and letting our eyes move right to left. And in doing this movement with the eyes, we're actually able to delete files associated with sadness, grief, loss, and disappointment. And again, bring our hands up over the head, releasing with the sound. Drawing in beautiful, vibrant white light, the metal element, feelings of courage, strength, integrity, sovereignty over one's own life. And after that, we want to move on to the kidneys. The kidneys are associated in the back area. From one, there's a right and a left one, and it's just underneath the rib cage. So we feel into our kidneys. And as we do this, search for any feelings of fear or any trauma. And then what we do is we then take the energy, we take our hands, put them in front of our body, and we grasp onto our knees. We interlace the fingers, put them around the front of the knee, and we release any fear or any trauma with the kidney sound, which is chew, chew, chew. Now we inhale a beautiful blue light. And those kidneys are associated with the element of water. So we draw in feelings of gentleness, peacefulness, calmness, and serenity. Filling our kidneys with water, gentleness, peacefulness, calmness, stillness, wisdom. And now we again scanning the kidneys for any feelings of fear, any trauma that may be present in our memory. And then we collect that, we reach our hands again over the knees, interlacing the fingers, we release with the kidney sound, chew, chew, chew. And then we inhale beautiful blue light. I like to visualize 2 peaceful lakes in the place of my kidneys, drawing in feelings of gentleness, peacefulness, calmness, stillness. And now again, we move up to the brain. We put our hands in front of the forehead, moving our eyes with our eyes closed from left to right, deleting any imprinting of fear in our brains. And then again, reaching over, grabbing the knees in front of the body and releasing them with the sound, chew, chew, chew. Nice. Now we move over to the liver. The liver is in the right upper quadrant of the abdomen, so just beneath the rib cage in front, but on the upper right side. The liver is connected to the wood element and connected to the season of the spring. So we scan our liver with our hands in front of the liver, and we feel we check in for any feelings of anger, any rage, resentment, frustration, jealousy. And as we sense into that, we raise our hands up over our head, interlacing the fingers, but leaning slightly over toward the left. And we release any anger, resentment, rage, with the liver sound, shh. And we breathe in to the liver, beautiful green light, signifying kindness, feelings of abundance and generosity. Also feelings of growth and expansion. So the liver is associated with the season of spring, with all the abundant green that we find in the spring. How beautiful it really is. Let that feeling be absorbed into every cell of your liver. And now again, we scan the liver, looking for any anger, any resentment, frustration, rage, envy, jealousy. And then we raise our hands up overhead again, interlacing the fingers, leaning slightly to the left, and release with the liver sound. Shh. Back to the liver, inhaling a beautiful green light filled with the energy of the spring. And associated with feelings of kindness, of generosity and abundance, growth and expansion. The sensation, the full sense that you are enough, there is enough, you have enough. And letting that energy absorb into all the cells of the liver. And once again, on the third round, we move up to the brain and we scan the brain, moving our hands and our eyes from right to left. Scan for any feelings of anger, resentment, frustration, jealousy. As we move our eyes from right to left, we're able to delete the impact of these emotions and these feelings that exist inside of us. Again, we raise our hands up, interlacing the fingers, leaning over to the left to release with the liver sound. Shh. Coming back to the liver, inhaling and absorbing feelings of kindness, generosity, abundance, growth and expansion. The season of the spring, the wood element, all the plant world, drawing in the energy of the trees and the plants. And now we move to the heart. So we scan the heart for any feelings of impatience, any feelings towards selfishness, cruelty, indifference. Also, we scan for any feelings of guilt, self-doubt, or shame. We raise our hands up again over our head, interlacing the fingers, but this time leaning over to the right. We release those with the heart sound. Ha. 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 And we inhale into the heart feelings of love, unconditional self-love and acceptance, compassion, understanding, forgiveness, connection, and belonging. The heart is associated with the fire element, the season of summer, and the color red. Drawing in happiness, joy, and compassion. So again, we return to scanning the heart, looking for any feelings of cruelty, selfishness, any impatience, especially that we may have with ourselves or with others. Guilt, self-doubt, self-hatred, shame. Look to see if any of those exist in your heart. And we raise our hands up over the head, releasing with a heart sound. Ha. 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 Drawing in love, unconditional self-love, unconditional acceptance of yourself. It all starts with yourself. You have to have it for yourself before you can give it to others. Feelings of compassion, understanding, joy, happiness, connection, belonging, honor, respect. The element of fire. The season is summer. Now we want to raise our hands up over the brain, in front of the forehead, connecting to our brain, moving our eyes and our hands from left to right. Scanning again for any feelings of impatience, selfishness, cruelty, shame, self-doubt, guilt. As we delete those, we raise our hands up over the head, leaning slightly to the right, and exhaling, releasing with the heart sound, ha, ha, ha. Breathing in love, acceptance, compassion, happiness, joy, sense of belonging, and connection, appreciation, honor, and respect. Drawing these feelings into your heart and letting your heart completely absorb all that love. Now we want to go to the spleen. The spleen is located in the left upper quadrant of the abdomen. So we scan the spleen. It's also associated with the stomach and the pancreas. The stomach is more in the center of the upper abdomen, and the pancreas is also there in the center. So we want to use our hands in front of the spleen, stomach, and pancreas, and scan for any feelings or tendency for anxiety, overthinking, worry. Also scanning for any obsessions, compulsions, addictions, or attachments. As we come into contact, get in touch with those feelings, we take our hands, we put them just underneath the rib cage on the left side of the abdomen and in the center. We release those with the spleen sound. So actually want to lean forward. It's almost like you're vomiting these feelings up. And now we inhale a beautiful golden yellow light. And with it, feelings of trust, feelings of groundedness, centeredness, fairness, a sense of justice. Experience yourself as being supported by the earth. The spleen, stomach, and pancreas are associated with the earth element. So experience that sense of support, stability, and security. The season is the Indian summer. So bring that energy, let it permeate your spleen, stomach, and pancreas. And again, we're going to scan the spleen, stomach, and pancreas. Again, finding any feelings of anxiety, any tendency to worry, overthinking, rumination, any attachments, addictions, obsessions, or compulsions. This can be a big area for a lot of people. And as we get in touch with that, putting your hands under the rib cage in the front, center, and left side of the abdomen, and releasing with the sound as you move forward. Releasing the worry. Drawing in as we inhale the beautiful golden yellow light. Feelings of trust, security, stability, support. Feeling the element of earth. Feeling grounded, centered, balanced. Deeply connecting to those feelings inside of yourself. Once again, on the third round, we go to the brain. So we let our eyes move from left to right with our hands. This is a similar concept to what we do in EMDR, where the eyes move from left to right, deleting memories and files that are associated with worry, fear, anxiety, overthinking, addictions, obsessions, and compulsions. And then again, reaching under the rib cage in the front and left side of the abdomen, releasing those with the sound. And connecting to a place of trust. As you breathe in a golden yellow light, feel the support of the earth and the universe. Feeling grounded, balanced, centered. feeling a sense of fairness, justice. And now we want to just scan our body, the entire body, for any excess energy or excess heat. We take our hands above the head with our palms flat facing downward, and we release any excess fear, any excess energy, any excess heat out with the triple burner sound. Moving the energy from the head down the legs and out back into the earth. And now I invite you to just sit back. Sit back in your chair and connect to a very peaceful place. The ancient Taoists called this the Wu Ji field, which is a place of effortless manifestation. And in this place, all things are possible. All things exist. Allowing yourself to be completely in a state of peace. Connection with the deepest and highest places within yourself and the universe. Oneness with all that is. Pure potential. And when you're ready, open your eyes and come back to the room. I really hope that you've enjoyed this practice today. It's a simple practice, but it's extremely powerful. I know that when I first started doing it, I had a lot of emotion stored from different life experiences, so many decades of life with so much going on that we've all had. We all have these emotions and these feelings. This practice now has allowed me to actually be free of most negative emotion. There's very little charge there now when I get in touch with and scanning each of the organs for emotion. This allows you to have peace, happiness, joy. It allows you to be present in this moment without old emotions, old memories, old feelings coming up and interfering with your ability to experience the joy, the bliss, the happiness, the actual experience of this moment. This is an ancient Taoist practice. It's 5,000 years old. And it's extremely powerful. I invite you to do this every day. Feel free to use this video if you like. If you're interested in contacting me about doing more of this practice, I'd be very happy to support you in that. I do offer a complimentary 20-minute free consultation for anyone that wants to look at working deeper in either a group or individual setting, so that you can get in touch with your own inner peace, your own inner aliveness, your liberation, your freedom. This is very important in sexual practice. We want to be present for the moment, for the experience that we have. Sexual energy is so powerful that it actually will expand any other energy that it comes in contact with. So if in our organs or in our mind we're storing up unhealthy, stagnant, old, negative emotions, that's what we're amplifying. Sexual energy will build on those, will actually make those greater. So we really want to cleanse ourselves so that we can be a clean vessel for our experience, for our sacred sexuality. We are divine beings living in physical human bodies. And we can be free of this. We can utilize our sexual energy as a tool for healing. So when we do this, we're able to be free to use our sexuality in a way that allows us to be healthy, vibrant, and alive.